Welcome back to Casual Bias Rugby. Rassie has announced his squad to take on Argentina or announced his team to take on Argentina in that final game of the Rugby Championship. And yes, I do have a little cheeky smirk. You know why? Because I posted a video yesterday, a predicted lineup, what I thought we will see, right? Not even necessarily what I want to see, although it was a lot what I wanted to see, but just what I kind of thought we will see. And I got spammed all over social media, on YouTube and TikTok and everything. You don't know your rugby, you don't know your rugby, you don't know your rugby. And it's the same people that also tell me, you can't criticize Rassie. Trust Rassie. And now, you kind of just look like a fool, because of the starting 15, he made one change, and it's not even the change that everyone was talking about, right? So now you just look a bit stupid, because that wasn't even my team. I just said that's what I thought we will see, and people say I don't know rugby. Now, I'm not claiming that I'm a rugby expert or anything, but I mean, I just predicted what I think we'll see, and people got so offended by it, thinking I'm scamming them or something. It was just utterly ridiculous at some points. But anyway, let's get into the team, right? Starting off, Oxenche, Ponge Manambi, Frans Malherbe. Just like we said, the strongest possible forward pack that we can choose just to start the game. I know Malcolm Marx, people talk about him, but his impact from the bench is irreplaceable. And Bongi, as a starter, he does the job. I think last weekend these stocks just rose more and more when we saw the impact of Jan-Hendrik Wessels and Malcolm Marx not necessarily being at the races last weekend. So those front three, Oxenche, probably the best prop in the world at the moment on form. Yeah, and then obviously Frans Malherbe. I think I said it yesterday, when he gets picked, he has to start. When Vincent Koch gets picked, he has to be on the bench. Anyway, Eben Etzebeth gets the opportunity in that 4 jersey. He's becoming he's about to become the most capped Springbok ever. And we want to see him become the most capped player ever in rugby. But obviously, massive opportunity for him, massive milestone for him. And what an opportunity it is to become the most capped Springbok and lift the trophy at the same time. That would be immaculate. Ruan Orke in that 5 jersey, no surprise there. He is the workhorse of the team. A literal, feels like a like-for-like replacement to Franco Mostert. He struggled a bit last weekend, but we're not going to judge him on one performance. He was scintillating throughout since he's come into this lock position. And all of a sudden, it gives you one of those cases where it's like a good headache. Because, yeah, we've got a couple of injuries with John Klein coming back, Ergis Snyman, Franco Mostert, all of those boys out injured, and Ruan Orke comes in as kind of like a 6th, 7th choice. And all of a sudden, it's like, well, could he have a potential good future for the Springboks? You know, the guy's like, 26 years old? So you could still have a long future for the Springboks as well. Moving on to the Lucies, I said it last weekend, we'll say it again, they've got a massive game ahead. I don't think our Lucies did great last weekend. I think we were shocking when it came to our Lucies, to be quite frank. But this weekend, we've got Siya Kolisi, Captain Rugby, Captain South Africa. We've got Pieter Steff to tackle back into the team, and then Jasper Wiese to end off the forwards in that 8 jersey. Yeah, we can't afford to be missing as many tackles as we did, especially our Lucies last weekend. Siya Kolisi obviously just carries that aura. He's a hard carrier of the ball, and I think we kind of missed that last weekend. Pieter Steff du Toit, the ultimate workhorse that just tackles everyone. He's a threat on attack. He carries hard. He's a line-out option as well. And then Jasper Wiese, I just want this guy to become wild. That's the Jasper that I want at the moment, just to become wild and smash into people. But overall, forwards pack, no real surprises there, to be honest. I'm very happy with that. Moving into the back line, I think we'll see Jaden Hendrikse get a start. He does get the start in that 9 jersey, and his partner in crime, obviously the kind of controversial one, Manie Libbok, gets into that 10 jersey. And let me tell you something, and this is kind of what I think we should do. I don't think we'll see that, because Manie is like a very confident player. We're not going to dispute whether he should start or not. Okay, that's just going to be another controversial topic, and I kind of just want us all to come together and have a discussion, right? Do you think it would be a good idea if we take away the kicking duties from Manie, seeing that he's a very much confidence player? So if he misses a couple of kicks, that might influence his game. Cheslin Kolbe's kicking isn't really a lot worse than Manie Libbok's. I don't think it can get a lot worse. Do we maybe think Cheslin Kolbe should take the kicking duties and have Manie just play the game, so Manie can just focus on playing the game? Cheslin, you know, if he misses the kick, it's not going to affect his game. He's not going to sit there and wonder about the kicks. He knows he's the attacking threat. He gets that ball, he runs, he bounces players, he makes the tackles. And and then you just give him the kicking duties. If he kicks it over, he kicks it over. If he misses, he misses. We know he's not the playmaker and the creator of the team. Would that be a bad idea? Just to like kind of not take away from the confidence of Manie? Because we obviously know, never mind, I'll keep that statement until the end. But yeah, do you think that could be a possible idea, something that we could possibly do? I wouldn't be opposed to it. As I said, I think we should actually go and do that. But anyway, moving on to the centre combination, back in business, Damian de Allende, Jesse Kriel continuing on the most capped centre combination for the Springboks. And I felt like we really missed Damian de Allende last weekend. Like, his stock also rose through the roof. The same with Bongi Manambi. We literally, sometimes we see Damian de Allende and a lot of people that don't like watch it in depth. You don't see him do a lot of line breaks, or they see him not passing necessarily or putting in a meaningless kick, right? But his defensive work, right? His work at the breakdown, his turnovers. I mean, look at that. Was it the first game against the All Blacks? I think he had the most turnovers from all of our players on the pitch. It was something ridiculous. We just saw how much we missed Damian de Allende last weekend. Obviously, he doesn't pass as much as your usual inside centre, but he carries 3-4 boys with him into contact, and then that ball goes out wide, and then all of a sudden it's danger time. So super happy to see him back into the team. I don't think there was any doubt really that whether he would play or not. Jesse Kriel, obviously, absolute machine. Since right before the World Cup until now, he's been an absolute menace to every single team that he's played against. So, yeah, he gets that 13 jersey. Onto the wingers, Kurtley Arendse, Cheslin Kolbe, the obvious first choice wingers for the Springboks. Yeah, massive game ahead for them. Try-scoring machines. Just a danger wherever they go. I want them when that ball goes up high. We know Manie likes that up and under, that kind of goes cross-field. We saw it work beautifully against, who was it, France. They just make themselves a menace at every single eyeball, and they just got to continue doing that. So, very excited to see them. Obviously, the matchup once again, this time around, is going to be Cheslin Kolbe and Mateo Carreras. That will be an interesting matchup. Carreras got the better of Kurtley Arendse for me last weekend, but obviously, new game, new Kurtley, new Cheslin. Let's go again. Apelile Fassi gets the fullback position. I thought we might see Willie Leroux. That's the one change that Rassie obviously made from the predicted lineup. When you look at the starting 15, I am surprised with that. I thought Willie might start giving him 100 caps, you know, getting him closer to that 100 caps. But I'm not going to have an issue with Fassi starting. I don't think he had a great game by any stretch of the imagination last weekend. But he has been decent since he's come into that green and gold jersey. And he is secure under the eyeball. I think he'll feel much more comfortable playing at home now as well. So yeah, obviously if this game is loose, if the game is as open as it was last weekend, he might just be the better choice than Willie Leroux, because he can attack that gain line, he can smash into the gaps, which Willie doesn't necessarily offer you, but Willie obviously offers you, in my opinion, more defensive security, and a bit more creativity in terms of putting other boys through the gap. But Fassi, we know the threat he is when he gets some open field in front of him. So, yeah, I'm not going to make a big deal about Fassi starting. I think it was anyway 50-50 between the two of them. Moving on to the bench, no 6-2. I thought we might see 6-2 just to dominate them physically, but we're going 5-3. I'm not too sure how I feel about it, because we don't have a specialist lock there. I mean, we've got the proper bomb squad. We've still got Malcolm Marx, we've still got Gerard Steenekamp, and we still got Vincent Koch, right? No issues there. But then we look at it, I thought we might see Salman Murat, and I know people don't like Salman Murat. Fair enough. Like, I'm actually happy that we're not seeing Salman, but I really thought we will see him. I don't know. I just kind of fear for the fact that we don't have a lock replacement. But then in the back of my head, I'm like, Elrich Louw's on the bench. He can come into that lock into that flanker position. Pieter-Steph du Toit can move into lock, and then all of a sudden it's all fine, because we know Pieter-Steph du Toit is going to play 80 minutes. It's his final game for quite a while until he goes to Japan, which isn't going to be that draining on his body necessarily. So you can put in a full 80-minute shift. Elrich Louw has been a monster since he's come in. Brilliant stuff. We were all surprised that Elrich Louw wasn't picked in the initial squad, you know, even for the Irish test. But since he's come in, he's been immaculate. He's been great. So yeah, well done to him. Kwagga Smith coming from the bench. We want a hungry Kwagga. We want that Kwagga that we know coming from the bench. That's just a menace on the pitch, a menace at the breakdown, makes the tackles, runs hard into players. He runs like a backline player, but he just smashes into people. Absolutely love it. And then the three backline players on the bench, Kobus Reinach and Andre Pollard. I like the fact that we went with that combination work, because they have played together at Leicester Tigers, if I'm not mistaken. They have played together more than the likes of Jadon Hendrikse and Andre Pollard. So I just think that's why Jaden's starting above Quibus, just to get that combination, keep that combination going. And then obviously the big name Andre Pollard on the bench. And I know people say he could have played 80 minutes. Obviously he couldn't play 80 minutes last weekend. Now obviously that was in 36 degrees Celsius, you know, but my thoughts on it, and that's why I'm thinking we should have started Manie, right? That I just mentioned, that I would say at the end of the video, is we can play Manie, right? And if he's not kicking well, if he's going to kick, we can always just sub him, the same as in the Rugby World Cup semi-final. We can hook him off at 30 minutes, 25 minutes, doesn't really matter. We know Rassie won't be afraid to do that, and then bring on Andre Pollard. But the thing is, you can't play Pollard and then he gets injured and then you're forced to play Manie. Rather have Manie play. If he plays well, you can give him 50 minutes. You can give him 60 minutes. Right? If he looks dangerous on attack, he gets us on the front foot, he gets the line breaks, those type of things, then you can keep Manie on. Right? But if we need to save or secure the game, bring on Andre. He plays the territory game, keeps the ball in their half. We milk the penalties with our forwards. He kicks the goal. You get the points. That's kind of just the way that I thought about it when I did the predicted lineup, combined with what I kind of wanted to see. So I've no issues with Andre on the bench. I think it's the better play, seeing that those are the two fly-offs available. Like I saw people talking about Jordan Hendrickson should come in, or Siamasuk. They haven't even had a single training session, boys. I'll keep bringing them in. They haven't had a training session with the team. Anyway, and then Lukhanyo to round it off, the 23 on the bench. He's either going to go onto inside centre, which I don't want to see, or he's going to go onto outside centre, which means Kriel goes off or goes into on the wing. So yeah, I'm not too sure what we're going to do with Lukhanyo. It will be interesting to see. I would have just played it safe with a 6-2 split, but obviously if we're going to see a loose game, the backline might get tired and stuff. Lukhanyo brings on some extra reinforcement for the backline, which I don't really have an issue with. Anyway, that wraps up this video. Please do remember to like and subscribe. I do appreciate each and every one of you guys. Tell me what you think about the lineup, and I will see you tomorrow. Thank you.